Change has come. It's at the door. Everything that was true isn't true anymore. In our hands is a broken crown, and the wars that we lose mean freedom now. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Let's dance into battle, start a revolution, turn the heartbreak into evolution. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, from the ashes. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Keep marching on. 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 Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Every ending is a chance. Every ending is a chance to begin again.
The plan for living life, playing the game of life. Rules to the game of life. You will receive a body. You will learn lessons. There are no mistakes, only lessons. A lesson will be repeated until it is learned. Learning lessons does not end. There is no better than here. Others are merely mirrors of you. What you make of your life is up to you. Life is exactly what you think it is. Your answers lie inside you. You will forget all of this. You can remember it whenever you want. Mastering ourselves, being our best selves. My power, my control. Mind, body, soul, which is thoughts, wills, the things you say, and emotions. Principles: learn, grow, teach, help. Foundation: love, health, wealth, happiness. Rules: respectful, safe, responsible. Being a champion, one day at a time. Having accountability, accept responsibility for actions and performance. Culture, living our values, mastering ourselves, body, mind, soul. Excellence, being our best selves by efficiency and productivity. Leveling up in life, showing up for yourself, focus on yourself, core values, decisions, goals, and behavior. Live by, no excuses, take ownership, empower yourself to do better and be more for you. Many are here to help us be the best version of ourselves through learning and development. 2, I'm willing to do the work and you are willing to do the work. The first step to empowering you is creating a structure that helps you eliminate excuses through clarity of responsibility and process. Being a champion to create winning is by having a desire to be the best version of yourself and empowering you to do so daily. Having a better world that is a champion world is that it takes all of us. Everything is energy, vibration, and frequency, which is inside of us all and all around us. What is your energy? Low vibration or high vibration? Low vibration. Empathy, victim, helplessness, blame, negative self-talk, worry, hatred, anger, fear. High vibration. Hopefulness, courage, acceptance, happiness, self-love, gratitude, positive self-talk, trust, knowledge, abundance, forgiveness, unconditional love. Mastering ourselves. Lust, intense desire or craving, greed, excessive selfish desire. Gluttony, excessive consumption. Pride, excessive self-importance. Sloth, laziness, empathy. Envy, desiring what someone else has. Wrath, extreme anger. The unseen laws, spiritual laws you must respect. Core unseen laws. Law of reciprocity, which what you send out, energy, thoughts, actions, returns amplified. Law of authority. Spirits only respect those who know who they are. If you're confused, they dominate. Law of resonance. You attract what matches your vibration. Purity equals clear outcomes. Law of timing. Some doors open only in divine timing. Forcing it equals punishment or delay. Law of spiritual debt. Every lie, scam, or shortcut leaves a karmic invoice until it's paid by pain or repentance. It blocks flow. Law of access. Sharing sacred things with unworthy people gives dark forces access to you. Guard your spiritual intimacy. Law of sacred exchange. Don't ask for something from spirit world without giving something. Prayers, food, fire, service, truth. Law of hidden eyes. Even when no one is watching, you are seen. All thoughts and deeds echo in the spirit realms. Everyone will get exactly what they choose. 3D earth. Fear, division, anger, control, hate, AI. 5D earth. Love, unity, peace, freedom, healing, consciousness. This is the great awakening. Though you may hold your sword in a shaky hand, I see the demons you are slaying. Carry on, warrior. You are stronger than you realize. Welcome, I'm Alisha Quinn, and today we are going to be talking about selling your soul. You know, when we bring in consciousness on this thing, like, are there people selling their souls? Are they selling their souls? And, we're here for a change. I'm here for a change. I am the change, and I am here to help raise collective consciousness, raise my own consciousness. And that has a ripple effect and it spreads. I have really worked on freeing my mind and becoming consciously aware of my own reality, my own thoughts. And our thoughts are very powerful. So, as I go through my awakening journey and, starts bringing up, people who have sold their souls, right? That is very interesting. In fact, I heard one person from Hollywood that said they, have people like they have a contract of selling your soul and you sign on the line and things like this. So it's very interesting going down that road. And when you bring in all these agreements and things, agreements that you make consciously or unconsciously, in fact, and that, it's, then you get to really where, like, we have soul contracts, right? We have ascended masters contracts and these things, and it's just within our DNA and these types of things, right? That is very interesting that we, in my thinking, we make an agreement and you're in this spiritual bond, right? And that's why, like, for me, when, I don't know, I had something in me that said that I had to publicly say that I was done with the church. And when I did that, it totally unlocked something within me. That's when I really started seeing this movement in my life and these things. It was just that thing that just kind of switched up on me. And so when you think of that, are you locked into some agreement that you're unaware of that you made an agreement to, right? So, but question is, are they having people sign on dotted lines that they are selling their souls? Who knows, right? But what I'm going to talk about a little bit is this consciousness level of selling your soul. How is it that we can be selling our souls? And truly, what my thinking comes to is that selling your soul is really when you go against, say, humanity, right? Financial gain. And that happens in many kinds of ways. People who are poor do such a thing, right? So, stealing from other people, is that selling your soul? Because on a consciousness level, that's wrong. That it's wrong to just take other people's things, right? Whether that's money or property or whatever, right? What about women who sell their bodies for money? Is that a way of selling your soul for financial gain? It's a very interesting question to ask, right? What about people who sell drugs to get money? You know that those drugs are hurting people. Is that a form of selling your soul? And what about people who take other people and children for sex trafficking? Is that selling their soul? Really, to me, you don't even have to be signing on a dotted line to sell your soul. It doesn't have to be for fame and a spot in the public to do such a thing. Now, people will do all kinds of things to survive, won't they? Won't they? They'll do all kinds of things just to survive. I'm doing this to survive. But it does something to your soul. And I will admit that I have done the, selling my body or whatever for money. I did that when I was much younger. And it's just like this survival thing. And it truly is, trying to get, some money to get ahead or whatever, right? But when you talk about morals and energy, right, as well, all those energy exchanges, But, there's people who will also keep their mouth shut about things as well. Like when they know that a pharmaceutical drug is hurting humanity and they're set up with money, a nice place, a nice car, and those kind of things to keep their mouth shut, even though they may know that this particular drug is hurting humanity. So, is that a form of selling your soul? What about when you know something that is going on that would hurt somebody emotionally, maybe even destroy their life? And you hold that. Is that selling your soul? What about having an affair with a married man and you know he's married? You know that's going to hurt the spouse. And if there's children involved, is that a form of selling our souls? And what about telling things? Telling something that's a lie that you know is false and misleading. Is that a form of selling our souls? What about using people to gain something? Only marrying someone because they have money, but you don't really truly love them. You only are marrying them because they have money. Is that a form of selling your soul? I would say that it's one thing if, it's a mutual like trade-off thing. Some people do that. Be like, hey, I want this and that, blah blah blah, and someone else is like, I got money and da da da, and you can come up with a mutual type open agreement. Now, I think that's one thing, but to be deceptive about it, is that a form of selling your soul when you're being deceitful to gain something? And so, what about people who are rich and famous? Is it possible that they hide certain information, maybe even about consciousness stuff, or even going against a moral compass because it sells movies or music even? Could those things be a form of selling our souls? So I really think that there's all kinds of ways of really selling our souls and going against our consciousness. Now, what about someone who does give false information, knowing that it's not true? Now, it's totally one thing, right? If someone is involved in religion, right? And like they believe this stuff wholeheartedly, right? Like, I believe this Bible is true and whatever, right? And they are speaking that truth, preaching it or whatever, right? But what about the person who knows that it's just a bunch of BS? They believe it's a bunch of BS, in fact, but they're still promoting that stuff and doing that stuff because you can gain. You literally could gain. I think there's many people who know the Bible is a bunch of BS, but you could gain something from starting your own church. People are very interested in the Bible and religion and stuff. I mean, you can make some good money doing that. Now, that's totally different than someone who is wholeheartedly committed to it and wants to preach because they feel that it's part of their life purpose, right? So I think on that conscious level, that's the thing, is the morality of things. Is it going against your belief system? Are you trying to gain something? You know, gain even love and friendships, but being deceitful as well. I think those things are really the things to question about when we question about selling your soul. Because on some levels, even I've done that, went against morality, uh, screwing around, gaining money for, selling my body or whatever, and those kinds of things. And, I'm sure there's things that I've kept quiet about as well, so it really does come about when, that conscious thing that says, hey, you know what? This isn't right, this isn't right to be doing this. But see, what we do sometimes is, especially when you have a financial gain, you get consumed with it, and you just consume to keep that conscious quiet a little bit, So, to me, there is really many levels of selling our soul. And it's something that we each individually need to consider. Are we hiding anything, hiding information that needs to be open about? Are we going against others, humanity, being deceptive, hurting people, hurting others? And I think those are all good things to ask about when it comes to selling your soul. So we're going to go ahead and I got one video to look at and we'll take a look at that and ask some questions and answers and have a conclusion.
It's quite terrifying when you discover 90% of people on the earth have sold their soul. There is no demon, no devil, no Satan to sell your soul to. The way it works is actually quite shocking, okay? And you may have even sold your soul unconsciously. So the way you sell your soul is very simple. You don't give it to a demon, you don't give it to Satan, you don't give it to anything outside yourself. What your soul is the law of God. Everyone feels this law, including yourself, every single day. If you take an act, you say something negative to someone, you feel in your heart that this was wrong. Every time you think something, for example, let's say you think, I'm going to steal this old lady's purse, your heart tells you that is morally wrong. Now that is what we call natural law. Each one of us has the law of love in our hearts. As a child, we are not born racist, violent, or hatred towards others. Rather, we come into the world with unconditional love and empathy for all living beings. But it is the corruption of the mind as we grow older that we start to not follow our heart. Our heart is the law of God. So every time you take an act against this law, against the soul's law of love, you are selling your soul. So these people in the industry who are creating music, they have not sold their soul to the devil. The people in the music industry are aware that music is a form of sorcery. It is a form of mind control manipulation. It programs the mind. Depending on what they're talking about in the music, it programs the mind and conditions it to ultimately control society. They know that the things they're speaking of and promoting in the music is morally wrong. However, they are exchanging massive amounts of money off people to place this music into other people's minds. They know it's wrong, but they've gone against the soul in exchange for material things, wealth, fame, girls, whatever it is, okay? That's how we sell our soul. We sell our soul when we go against the natural law of love. And this is how we bring Christ consciousness and heaven on earth. If everyone only acted what the love of their heart is telling them to do at all times, we would give birth to heaven on earth through our actions. Peace and love, everyone. Thank you all.
Well, I thought that he gave some very interesting information about, having that law of God, that when you go against the law of God, that natural law of love, that you're really selling your soul, and that, we all can feel it within us. And that, Hollywood and the music industry do put out this information about for mind control and manipulation, the things they're speaking and promoting. But, we do have to come to, the fact that there are, I believe, definitely some people within there that don't even truly understand and know what they're doing. They're, having this experience in their life, in their journey, and they're brainwashed and manipulated and controlled too. Now, I do believe some people are very much aware of it. And, that's the thing right there, is that when they are aware of it and aware of, the mind control and the manipulation, and they're still promoting the stuff and speaking about the things, that is, the point right there. And really just going against the natural law of love. And, when you come to think of even religion, when people are, just treating other people because and I did it myself, right? Well, I can't be friends with you because now you're not going to go to church. That's not love. That's not love. That's not having unconditional love. And so really that we all have really done things to sell our souls and going against that natural law of love, right? And when you go, go into Satan and the devil and things like that, it's just a concept that humanity has come up with. And really it's the ego mind that, creates big bad wolves, and those type of things. And so really coming back to that unity with God and with consciousness, right? And having love for all. And that's what will defeat that kind of stuff, is that when you take that initiative that, I don't care what it is, okay? Because, you know, even the church will promote like not lying on your taxes, right? But people do it. And so really coming to that conscious, moral conscious level of, I'm going to be completely honest here of what money I am making, and that I experienced that where, I really came to see that lying did not serve my highest good, no matter what it was. And then when I got called in for something that was going to take account of my income, that, which was child support for my one of my children. But, see what happened was, and I was like, well, I gotta, be totally honest about what I'm bringing in. So I brought in all the documentation and it ended up working out in my favor. And because the person was like, well, I'm not going to include this. So, so it just goes to show that it doesn't serve a purpose for you to be dishonest and deceitful. And that's what I have truly come to learn, is don't go against yourself, because when you do that, you're really going against yourself. And so it's definitely a learning lesson, and to just, have that love for others as yourself. And so anyhow, we're going to go ahead and ask a few questions. What does it mean to sell your soul? You are giving up your morals, dreams, or goals for some other sort of reward. What is the meaning of sold his soul? To gain wealth, success, power, etc., by doing something bad or dishonest. What are signs of selling your soul? Being selfish, compromising your core values, taking advantage of others, feeling guilty all the time, and having no purpose in life. What's the point of selling your soul? Conforming to a familial, communal, tribal, or cultural viewpoint that is not in line with who you really are. What do people mean when they say, I sold my soul? To betray your own values for some kind of material gain. So my conclusion is that there are many people, many of us, who have sold our souls, and we don't even realize that we have sold our souls. That is not just people in Hollywood, it's not politicians, whatever it may be, that is just in this consciousness of being deceitful, being selfish, trying to gain, material gain and money, or being dishonest, using people, manipulating people, and all these things is all ways of selling our souls. When we're truly not loving one another as ourselves, we are selling our souls. going against ourselves even by how we treat ourselves, by doing drugs or alcohol, these kinds of things of, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. And really, if you really think that you shouldn't be doing that because you're not loving yourself, maybe you need to stop doing that. And so there are many levels of selling our souls, control, manipulation, and these kinds of things. It is really just this consciousness level, right? This consciousness that has been within humanity, and you come into such a thing, and the cycles just keep on going. And the thing is that it is, very brave and courageous to go against that norm that people go under, that when you talk about, having a cultural, viewpoint of things, that I don't have to believe in all that stuff. I don't have to believe that you have to go to church. And I don't believe that. That there is a lot of control and manipulation with these things. And going, it's very funny because my former husband used to tell me that there are people who physically leave the church, but then there's people who stay in the church, but they've really, on that conscious level, have stepped away from it. They don't have the bravery or the courage to be done with it and say, this is no longer for me. And that right there, I would say, is a form of selling our own souls. And so we really have to come back to that unity with God and loving ourselves, really loving ourselves enough to say, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. This isn't for my highest good. And what about when you talk about having a purpose in life? Truly having some sort of purpose in your life. And that's the thing, when you get into consciousness and doing your inner work, that you have spiritual gifts within you. And when you're going against yourself or humanity, you're not tapped into that. You're not tapped into the God source that's within you and tapping into your inner wisdom and knowledge and tapping into what is my purpose? Because it might be that you just have, something that is going to help humanity. There's people who come up with products and remedies of things and all kinds of different things to help humanity. Some people learn about healing with crystals, or I know there's places that do like sound healing, right? And those are things that will help humanity, will help people on that consciousness level that, you can work on healing your own body, right? And so, so those things are definitely some things for us to take a look at with our own selves. And we can't control what, people in Hollywood are doing. We can't control what people in the religion and church are doing. We can't control what our families are doing. We can't control what our friends are doing. And the only one that we can control is ourselves. Taking our power back and saying, no, I refuse to participate in this any longer. When you come to a level of awareness where you know that people's thoughts and this creates their own realities, that I'm not going to buy into some virus thing. I'm not going to buy into some baloney that you're creating yourself or for humanity. And I refuse. I'm not going to be in a consciousness of creating some more thing either. It's against humanity. And the moment that we take our power back from that stuff will end because we are the creators here. We are the ones creating the reality here. And once we take our consciousness power back and say, I'm not going to feed this my attention, we put a stop to it. And so those are some things for us to really consider. But, we are here. We are here for this change. We're here for this rise of consciousness to truly take our power back from the control, the manipulation, take power back over our own words and our own thoughts, and let go of the baggage, let go of the stuff, and use our words powerfully to create the reality and the world that we want to have and want to live in. And having unity and having peace and coming back to having the natural love of God within all of us, because we all are one. But I'm grateful for this journey. I'm grateful for being a part of this and truly changing, truly being aware and being an example, if nothing else. And if you want help with healing from trauma or taking back your power or anything like that, your consciousness, and seeing what you need to do to free yourself from things, I do offer that help, and I will leave my links and email in the bio. And so enjoy life, enjoy your life, be your highest self, and gain that love for all, the totality of everything, because you're creating it. Just like I'm creating my reality. And so learn to love it and truly enjoy it. And I'm going to play this perfect song, Michael Jackson, They Don't Care About Us. It's fitting. Love you.
Most people don't realize this, but we're not all living in the same reality. We're all walking this earth, but we're living in different dimensions. When you're in the lower dimensions, you believe in a God outside of you. You say things like, thank you, Jesus, and thank you, God up there. And that's okay. because that's the level you're at. It's part of the journey. But when you go through a Kundalini awakening, when your spirit truly begins to rise, something shifts. You don't just believe in Christ, you become aware of the Christ within you. You stop thanking something outside of you, and you begin to awaken to the power that was always inside you. Christ consciousness isn't about religion. It's a frequency, a higher awareness. It's when you realize God lives in you. You see, people argue because they live in different dimensions, and they don't understand each other. Some still live in the 3D where everything is fear, control, separation. You're over here trying to speak light, truth, oneness, and they look at you like you're crazy. That's because you're not speaking the same language of consciousness. When you awaken, you rise. You begin to see the world through God's eyes, not man's. And that's why we say not everyone will get you. Not everyone is supposed to, because not everyone has risen yet. But your job is not to prove it, your job is to live it. Let your vibration speak louder than your voice. Thank you for following us at Awakening the Empaths, where truth is spoken without fear.
You ain't got a chance. Trying to go to war with the champ. Trying to go back, but you can't. Now it's only one king, I'm the man. Anybody wanna step to the plate? Better go and get one thing straight. I don't freeze and I won't hesitate. Matter of fact, y'all been running in place, can't run from your fate. Who's gonna stop me? 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 Yeah, who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? So electrical, charged up, shocking every second like a billion volts. Now we hyperactive, you don't want no static. I was born for battle, finger on the pulse. Y'all paper plastic when I go Jurassic. So far from average, running with the raptors like a slay Goliath, steady moving silence. So in other words, I am the boss. Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? I am the boss. Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Yeah, who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? I just look at the world, such a sight to behold. Most of the stories will never get told. Been on my own for so long, I don't know what else to do, pray I don't lose my soul. Walking through fire till I'm numb to the coast. Coming for everything, diamonds and gold. Nothing to lose, all in my control. And I'm about to go savage, so don't say I won't. And I'm destined for greatness. Ain't no fabrication, ain't no time for waiting. Super fundamental, I can see them hating. Ain't a scrimmage, steady winning. I ain't quitting from the start to finish. Been in motion, this is physics. Never slowing, never getting with it. I ain't quitting from the start to finish. And I gotta wonder really if I ain't slipping in. Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me?